My name is Njeri. I am 67-year-old, mother of 4, grandmother of 2. I am the owner of Kanyoko Boutique. We sell African fabrics, mats, tailor-made clothing, bags, many things. I love my work. It's full of color and many patterns. I also get to interact with the whole spectrum of society. I graduated in 1976 with a Bachelor of Education in Sciences. In those days, you automatically got a job. Your financial freedom was guaranteed. But interferences came from my husband. I was making more money than him. Maybe he felt threatened. I don't know. He would come home at odd hours and start physical fights. Some nights I would hear him outside breaking the windows of my car. Other times he would quietly deflate the tires, so I couldn't get to work on time. Almost on a daily basis, there was no peaceful night. The whole idea was to get me sacked. I was an assistant laboratory quality control manager. As time went on, it became very difficult for me to perform normally with all the interferences. I became sick, and in 1983, I was admitted in the ICU with a heart attack. I was only 30 years old. The doctor explained that it was caused by stress. At that time, Kenya was under a dictatorship that lasted 24 years. Many lawyers became big men. These big men became untouchable, but all their families paid for it. My husband was one of these big men, so action would never be taken against him. I decided to resign. I was under a lot of pressure to continue with the marriage, irrespective of the abuse. I never even considered divorce. On top of that, people didn't believe me. Our life looked perfect. When you get married and have a child, men assume umeingia box because society hates mothers who don't have husbands. The assumption was that my deal was sealed. Me, I believed it too. The twins arrived in 1984. So now I had 4 children. Things became even more difficult. And within a couple of years now, I had 0 finances. I had to depend on my husband for everything. I started buying groceries at open-air markets and informal settlements. The food there was much cheaper. At Kawangware Market, I came across great quality second-hand beddings. I couldn't believe the prices. I bought some for the twins, but soon I realized I could make money by selling second-hand items. I sold to friends and relatives from the boot of my car. I was sourcing from markets all over. Thika, Roiro, Kawangware, Dagoret, Ngong, Kiserian, Garissa, Ikomba, even Kirinyaga Street, which was known as the deadliest street in Nairobi. The markets were a very difficult environment to venture into. I was doing something that had never occurred in my mind, dealing with people who straight away identified me as not one of them. To them, I looked like I had a lot of money. They could not understand what I was going through. My marriage and the country's dictatorship ended in 2002. I opened up my own store in the current market. I struggled to find community because the divorce really stigmatized me. But with time, people came to realize I was just like them. Being in the market brought me a lot of customers and a new family of friends. My business expanded and I started sourcing fabrics from Italy. I was even collaborating with tailors at the market to make unique clothing. I finally felt stable. I even opened up a shop in a second location. But then one night in 2014, a fire broke out. Almost the whole market burnt down. People lost literally everything. I lost everything. I think I had gone through so many tragedies because when I saw the fire, I had no reaction at all. The rumor was that some big men wanted to grab the market plot. So they burnt everything down to get us out. And they never rebuilt the market again. Sometimes this country forces you to have a positive outlook. As long as you survive today, you have an opportunity to do something else tomorrow. As we say,
Kesho pia ni siku.
Kesho pia ni siku.
Kesho pia ni siku na Mungu atakubariki.
Getting in this business brought me back in society. When you are abused and contained, it's like being in a prison. If I could go back, I would tell Njeri she should not sacrifice her career. I would say, accept yourself, forget the home, forget the husband, move out with your child. The society is not going to embrace you, but you have to be bold enough to start all over again. Your income is the strongest weapon you have. If you give it up, you become voiceless. Hello, this is Kanyoko Boutique. The funny thing is that all those years ago, I started my business from the boot of my car. Now, because of the pandemic, markets have been closed. So now I'm back to selling from my car. One of my daughters has been helping me expand online. She's been selling fabrics and mats more and more through social media, and we have been delivering with borders. Me, I'm looking forward to the next thing. No matter what happens, I know Kanyoko Boutique will keep adapting and growing. I have to encourage myself. Kesho pia ni siku. I chose the name Kanyoko because when my firstborn child, Mereka, was born, women would look at him and say, "You should have been born a girl. You're just too pretty." Pretty in Kikuyu is Nyoko. And that's how I like to remember him, as a beautiful one. Something pleasing and brings happiness. I hope my products bring happiness to the people who buy them. And that's the message behind the business, that life can be beautiful again.